Hey everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to EA Tetragrammaton, where we are playing This is turn 40. Let's jump into things. Alright, so, pretty similar scenarios to last turn, with a couple of extra spruces for interest. So let's jump into things. We have completed Conjuration 5 on our way up to Alteration 7. We've got the Shattered Throne claimed. Got the Throne of the Sun claimed. We got a transformation from EA Sham 2. Auspex didn't find anything. Augury didn't find anything. Dark Knowledge did find a Labyrinth of Skulls in Perenna. That's a +1 death sight. Nice. Nothing with Gnome Lore. Got another transformation. Nothing with Arcane Probing. Really unfortunate here. Really unfortunate with our Arcane site searching so far. Nothing with Apsu, nothing with Haruspex, nothing with Haruspex. Dark Knowledge, Gnome Lore, Auspex, another transformation. We've got a site search at White Peaks, a site search at Kunaral, found nothing. And then we've got some events. So we've got an unexpected event in Alright, Bad Omens. So we've got +2 Death and +12 Unrest. And then in the Womb, we've got Children Disappearing at Night. Strange creatures skulk in. Got Unrest 16, Magic +1. So, kind of an uneventful turn. Did not get much in the way with our site searching, which is unfortunate. We did get that death site, so that's okay. Our death's actually kind of getting up there. We're reaching that point though where we're getting pretty close to being done with a lot of the site searching. In fact, we'll talk about it a little more here in a second, but we're actually pretty close. Some things. So, what are we doing this turn? This turn is mostly, again, preparation. We got our nose bloodied, right? Attacking Yomi too quickly last time. And we have the advantage of research now. And we're going to have the advantage of some useful options in the very near future. So we're aiming to have a decently sized force here in just a little bit, and we're going to go ahead that direction. So let's take a look at our transformations force. So we got 3 transformations. All of these were positive transformations. None of them were crazy good transformations, but all of these were positive transformations. We've got a Great Bear transformation, a Yeti Shaman transformation, and a Jade Lizard. All of these are okay. The Great Bear and the Lizard are whatever. The Lizard is probably the most meh because he is cold-blooded, so that can cause some fatigue issues. He doesn't really have significantly higher hit points or better stats. That's typically the thing that you can get out of some of this transformation. Even if you don't get a good one, you can typically get some good hit points, like the bear, right? 40 hit points. Nice. So the big thing between these two, the Great Bear and the Lizard, is that they are nerfed down to animal slots, basically. Which means it's hard to kit them out if you want them to do something. Shaman, on the other hand, is full slots, so very useful, and comes with better stats, basically. Better hit points, better strength, etc., etc. Pretty nice. The other big thing about beasts, about the Lizard and the Bear, they have abysmal magic resistance. So this is something to keep in mind. This is a pretty big meh on the side of things. But still, at the end of the day, no upkeep cost. Our upkeep cost actually went down this turn, despite, recruiting more things, etc. So that's pretty cool. We are going to be continuing to basically, I don't know, in perpetuity, probably, recruit and incubate shaman and transform. So recruit, transform, recruit, transform, recruit, transform. Now, it does take us 2 turns to recruit shamans. And that's just kind of how it is because you can't recruit shamans in forts. So I would love to get another location, or something like that. I would say Bell, but it's already kind of like lost some of its luck skills. Delka would probably be a better scenario if we can win the fights with Yomi, but why am I moving there? I do not want to be moving there. At all. Absolutely not. Why is that set there? You're researching. Okay, so what else are we doing this turn? Well, first off, we can note that we have completed site searching for water. So we basically voice of Absued the shit out of our lands. There is not a single place that has not been voice of Absued. And in the south, we have done most of our auspexing, or not auspexing, our auspexing. So most of our air site searching. We've got a couple people air site searching up in the north now, so that should only take a couple turns. We're getting pretty close to being done with Gnome Lore. So that should only take us another turn or two. Death is still going to take us a couple turns because that we got started on later, right? Nature we're actually pretty close to as well. So that should only be a couple more turns. So in general, with air, water we're done with. Air, earth, death, and nature, we're getting pretty close to being done, right? And so what we're left with is fire and astral, right? And fire is just kind of like this ancillary thing where we're really not worried about fire at all. If we luck out, right, we've got 4 fire gems so far. If we luck out and we just get a whole boatload of fire, right, where we're like, oh shit, we're up to like 10, 12, 15 fire gems. Okay, sure. We'll figure out something to do with it then, right? We'll start boosting and probably go for flame spirits or something, right? But until that point, it's really just, it doesn't matter. We're just gonna get what we can out of it. The astral pearls we're kind of getting a little desperate for. So we've got up in the north, we've got some crystal sorceresses, site searching around in there. We're getting close to the point to where we have almost hit all of our provinces with at least Astral 1. So in the south, we still have to hit Koenberg, but other than that, we've hit all of the provinces in the south. We're hitting Mag this turn and Pugria this turn. And then, after that, we've got 4 more provinces. But if we count Delka. I don't really count Delka because, honestly, we don't really control it. It's just, it's on the edge of our territory, right? So this is dangerous, right? We are very, very close to having site searched the majority of our lands and only having a single astral pearl is a bad deal. To the point to where we're not actually doing it this turn because, well, you know what? Maybe we do. I'm considering sending out one of my intus, basically. So, and this is specifically because of site searching for priest level. Now, I wasn't going to worry about this because we've already site searched a lot of our lands. And this is really never going to come to fruition. Probably. You know, like, if I have like 20 provinces here right now, it's going to take me 40 turns to site search them. But then I get that in my mind and I'm like, 40 turns, what am I getting out of it? 13 search a turn. Yeah, that's fuck. 430. Fuck. Does it matter? Yeah, it matters. Oofa doofa. I don't know. I'm just getting I'm getting desperate and I'm starting to worry a little bit. about not getting astral pearls. Maybe I head up here with an int. Go for like the best bang for my buck. Sure, we'll do that. Okay, so what else are we doing? Really, we're researching. So, we've got 475 research this turn. We are on our way to Alteration 7. To get to Alteration 7 at our current pace, we need... Shit, I did the math earlier and now I can't fucking remember. Where are we at? We're at 2216. We've got 475. Yeah, so it's just under 5 turns, which is, I think, what I called last time. So, and obviously, like, as we research, this is going to go up slightly because as each turn goes by, we're going to be adding a few, like next turn, right? We're going to have 14, 14, 16. All right, so we're going to have, what is that, 30, 44 more research just off of our shamans. You know, we'll have some more gurus, etc. So this number is going to go up every turn. So it's going to be closer and potentially will be 4 turns. However, the caveat there is if I move out, right? Like if I try to move out an army, if I just as simple as something as like trying to move this into, right? That's 13 research that we're not getting right now. That's actually 26, 40, 39. Yeah, so probably better idea. But, so depending on when we pull the trigger to move towards Yomi's lands, we may or may not actually lose a great deal of research because we are going to have to send a lot of people. We did not send nearly as enough compared to what we should have last time, and it cost us pretty drastically. We're going to send a lot into this. So, what else are we doing? We're forging some water lenses, endless bags of wine, more water lenses, and we're actually going to start summoning Clayman. So, with Voice of Apsu basically done, we've reached the point where we kind of understand what our water income is going to be. We know we're going to need to make use of that. Clayman is not the greatest, but it's a decent option, and it's something that I think will work out okay. Clayman... So you come, you get like 5 per cast. Oh, also I want to do some experimentation because I'm not 100% sure. If you check Clayman, it says you get +1 for each skill level beyond the first. But this can be a little wonky, right? So it depends on different magic levels, and I'm not 100% sure how it works. I'm going to test this out. We're going to try this turn, see how many Claymen we produce, and then next turn we're going to throw like boots of like earth boots on him and see if that alters the amount that we produce. Just going to do some experiments. So Claymen are pretty tame summonable units. They have 15 HP, really crappy stats, and they just have a hammer, but they do automatically regenerate, right? And they're size 2. They're magic beings, and they're automatically blunt and pierce resistant. So, if you have a little army of them, and you can buff them, especially with things like protection buffs or things like Army of Giants, right? Which already have. Right? This can be pretty decent because it actually makes them hit relatively hard and gives them a little bit of HP compared to what they normally have. I think it pushes their HP just to the 20 threshold, I believe, which gives them an additional regeneration tick, if I'm remembering correctly. I could be wrong. But that's pretty cool, right? So, yeah, I guess. Either way, it's a cheap use of our water gems, and it's going to generate chaff for us, which is fine. What else are we doing? Really not doing a whole lot else. We're kind of just trying to finish up this whole rush to Alt 7, and then we want to send an army. So the next couple turns, right, we're going to be finishing, like if we take a look, like Gnome Lore, right? Done, not done. So we've got 1, 2, 3. They're really, those are done. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like 8 spots that haven't been remote site searched, but there's nothing beyond 3, so you don't, right? There's nothing. You know what? This is something that I actually don't know. I don't know if there are sites beyond 3. Sites beyond sight. I don't know. But that being said, this is going to be a very low return on investment, searching things like Boom or Funeral or Tesiphon, because we've already got 2 searches there. Same thing with most of our air gems. This is open. I don't know if Agartha searched any of this, so we're just going to have to see. So my assumption is this is going to be about the amount of earth gems that we're locked into, and close to the amount of air gems that we're locked in. But maybe we get lucky with the air gems. We'll see. Okay. I think that is mostly it for the turn, honestly. Not a super exciting turn, but it is what it is. After... We've got like 1 or 2 more turns before we start moving this army up into Perenna. And then after that, I don't really want to dedicate any more military force towards Yomi. But this is kind of like a dangerous situation, right? Because Yomi is going to be dedicating... We can't... I don't want to half-ass 2 things, right? And a whole-ass 1 thing. Not dedicating, not bringing to bear all our forces on Yomi is a potentially very dangerous situation, because he's absolutely going to be bringing to bear everything that he has. You know? The hope is basically that he has lost so much in the fights that we're going to have a research advantage on him. That what we bring makes the difference. So anyways, I think that's going to be it for the turn. I'll see you all next time. Everybody.